The essence of the Ivy League philosophy is that intercollegiate competition should be kept in harmony with the college's essential purpose. That means that Harvard student-athletes must balance academics and athletics.
It's there for the taking, you gotta go get it.
I always say my athletes are scholar athletes, and the scholar is first.
Unlike their counterparts at other colleges, whose scholarships depend upon their playing varsity sports, Harvard student-athletes are encouraged to pursue academic excellence as their main priority.
They're not supposed to be all athletics all the time. There are plenty of universities where the athletes really aren't students, and that's not the profile that we want in our student athletes.
Harvard student-athletes are adept at finding ways to succeed in both of those roles.
It's the make both fit, and that's what makes Harvard student athletes the best, not only in the country but in the world, because they have spent 4 years learning to make two parts of their lives fit and strive for excellence.
Harvard believes that excellence in the classroom and on the playing fields are not conflicting goals.
That's one of the things we did when we won the NCAA in '89, our hockey team.
They scored! Harvard wins the national championship!
It showed people there is another way to do things. You can still be a student and be an athlete at the same time.
When considering Harvard, many prospective student-athletes are attracted by that philosophy.
Academics was obviously really important to me, and I wanted a really balanced life. I decided to come to Harvard because I saw the balance when I came on my recruiting trip.
That balance often provides a satisfying daily contrast. Zar Zavala, who was a receiver for the football team, was awarded a Rhodes Scholarship on the same day that the Crimson defeated Yale in 2010.
I think my performance on the field and in the classroom were sometimes inversely related. If I had a really bad day in class, I'd come and just make an awesome catch, and then I had a great day, and then sometimes when I played pretty terribly, I'd get a good grade back and say, well, it's a good day. So it was nice to always have something that was gonna go well.
After a demanding day of classes and labs, practices often provide a refreshing change of pace.
And we try to really create an atmosphere where this is the highlight of their day. As much as they love their classes, they love hanging out with their friends in the dining halls and the dorms, coming down to practice should be the highlight of their day.
At Harvard, academics, athletics, other extracurricular activities, and a social life are not mutually exclusive.
We're so fortunate to have kids that are all about excellence in the classroom, in the rink, and certainly also want to enjoy their college experience. You can't forget about that because this is the best place to go to school in the country, so they can have it all if they're able to manage it all.
Harvard's coaches do whatever they can to fit practices and workouts around their athletes' academic schedules.
I'm putting together a practice, putting together a meeting plan or what have you. I put myself in their shoes. They've been in class all day. They had to stay up late to do a paper. Okay, now they're walking across the river. I want them coming across with a smile on their face or with the anticipation of knowing that this is the funnest part of my day.
Since Harvard's coaches know their athletes' academic schedules in advance, they can be creative in accommodating them.
We've just got to be flexible. We've got to make the athletes realize that we are putting them first. We're going to fit in with their program. We know when they've got labs, when they've got papers due. And we then have the flexibility in our office to have sessions early morning, later on, they might skip a day or whatever. And as long as they have that sort of faith and trust in us that we understand the pressures that they're under, then I think it works very well.
Road trips provide a convenient opportunity to catch up on studies.
Computers are out, the books are out, whether it's on the bus, in an airplane terminal, on the plane, and they're engaged in what they're supposed to do.
Harvard student-athletes bring their questioning nature with them from the classroom.
At Harvard, we have inquisitive kids, very bright kids that are always constantly not only wanting to know what you're doing, but why you're doing it.
When considering prospective student-athletes, Harvard's coaches and admissions officers look for intellectual passion as well as physical talent.
The sheer enjoyment of learning here is a pretty special thing. They're always interested, they're always curious. You can actually feel that energy on the bus.
Half a century after the Ivy League formally put its philosophy into practice, Harvard student-athletes still find balancing academics and athletics both a desirable and achievable objective.
One of the great things about winning that national championship was it really proved what Coach Cleary talked about all along, that you can achieve at the highest level in academics and athletics. You don't need to make sacrifices. You need to be disciplined, you need to be committed, but you really can do it, and people can still do it today.